Okay, so I figured I'd just make a quick video about this in my backyard. I just came outside today, so this is going to be a quick video, and it's a nice day, and I might be spending a lot of time at home pretty soon. I will have a debate with Jeff Melton of the Bitter Pill. It's still coming. Probably just going to put it up over on Rockfin at this point because of YouTube's recent policy concerning the vaccine issue. If you're saying anything, against it, they're going to be removing the videos. And since it is a debate and there were some arguments made on, counterpoints, rather than take that chance, I'm probably just going to put it up over on Rockfin. So when it goes up, I'll be sharing it around. Make sure you go check it out. But for those who don't know, I have had the first round of the Pfizer shot. I wound up getting it as a result of something going on in my job. They've started making their own mandates after Biden announced his. Okay, and I was supposed to go get shot number 2 next Friday. Now, depending on what I find out tomorrow after I go get my brain probed, I don't know if I am supposed to go ahead and get the shot next Friday. Now, I know if you've had COVID, you are supposed to wait a while before you can actually take the vaccine. Well, so I got to find out, am I supposed to take the second shot or not now? Because more than likely, I'm probably going to have it. Okay. And this is, this is just more of a public service announcement for anyone who watches the channel. Part of the problem with the pandemic, look, people, when they go to work, you can't help it, right? But do not put anyone, no matter what their age is, in an unnecessary risk or a bad situation where you are deliberately exposing them to something, okay? Now, for those who, because I don't try to dive into my personal life that much, but, me and my mom have a relationship with each other, but we're not as close as probably a lot of mothers and sons are concerned, okay? And this past Friday, she was going to be having a divorce hearing, okay? And she needed me to be there as a witness for this, okay? And just to testify, like, hey, they've been separated for a year. I can attest they have not been together, whatever, or vouch that they have not lived together within a year, whatever. I can testify to that. So I went, okay? Now, she told me early last week, she said, hey, there's been an outbreak in the place where she works. But she said she's been feeling fine. Then last Monday or so, she said that, I'm feeling tired. I just feel kind of hot. Just feel real tired and fatigued. I'm like, that ain't good. It's kind of a red flag for COVID. I was like, if you still feel that way tomorrow, you probably shouldn't go to work. You need to go get tested, because if you're positive, I can't afford to go around you and potentially catch that, because it's going to put me out of work. And some people have the thing where, like, if you're out of work, you'll get money, like they still get paid. My job isn't one of those. So unless I can somehow draw unemployment, I'm not getting anything if I go out of work. So it's really been crucial for me. And hey, I've been lucky so far since it's broke out. To my knowledge, I've never had COVID. I think I had it before this whole thing started, but that was before the pandemic. Okay. So she says, like, hey, I'm feeling great. I'm feeling fine. I must have just been tired yesterday. And then we go to the court on Friday. And then we go to get something to eat afterwards. And then while we're sitting there, she breaks the revelation. I can't taste my food. I can't taste this drink. I can't taste my food. I've got no taste. She was sniffling when she got in the car or whatever. So I'm like, oh, freaking great. We've been sitting here at a table, obviously no masks on because you're eating, 30 plus minutes. Instead of us meeting in 2 separate cars, you wanted to carpool with me. None of us wore masks in a car together. So if you've got this, I have been completely exposed, right? And so then, we come, back, I drop her off or whatever. And I was like, well, you need to keep an eye on your symptoms. If they're getting worse, you need to go get tested. And yesterday morning, she goes to work again okay, knowing she does not feel good. She even called some of my other relatives and told them she was sweating on the way to work. All these red flags. You've got COVID and you still keep going out anyway? Not responsible, okay? Not responsible at all. So, I'm talking to her. I'm like, how are you feeling? She's telling me, I just feel so tired. I'm like, then you don't need to be at work. You need to go get tested. And furthermore than that, I need you to go get tested, because if you're feeling that way, I'll about guarantee you've got COVID. I'm not going to work and potentially spread it around to other coworkers of mine who are still not vaccinated, and it's going to cripple my staff. Okay? Because right now I'm filling in because of someone else, an elderly lady who did catch COVID. So I'm not going to spread it willfully around to other people. So you need to go get tested. She finally agreed to leave work. She went, she got tested. As of this morning, she confirmed, the people told her, you're positive for COVID. So now I'm exposed. Everybody she worked with was exposed. The other person she's living with, they're exposed. My wife, who is not vaccinated, if I've got it, she's exposed. Okay. And if I test positive tomorrow, I'm going to be out of work for a week, 2 weeks, with basically no pay, which is, for someone like me, not the best thing in the world. That's crippling. Okay. I kind of need my income, I've got my bills budgeted, and that's a detrimental blow for working class people like myself. Okay. Now, will we get by? I mean, we'll manage somehow, probably. But the overall point is, I then start talking to other family members, and there's, even after this morning, I talked to her. She's like, I actually started losing my taste on Thursday. And you didn't tell me this? You let that go? Like, you knew we were getting together on Friday, and you just hid that to yourself anyway for your own selfish gain? Okay. Talked to other relatives. They're like, she actually told us she lost taste last week. Last fucking week. Here's what I have to say. Regardless of how you feel about vaccines, regardless of what your stance on this stuff is, number one, might be my own mom, but whatever. You are very low to be knowing you're suffering from symptoms of COVID and be selfish enough to A, keep going to work because you're just out there for the money. B, expose your family to it intentionally. And even better, you could have just met up and separated, but no, let's go sit down. Let's go have a dinner. Just intentionally expose the shit out of them to potentially pass COVID along to them. And they've already told you they can't afford to be out of work, and you're going to put hard times on them anyway. That's lousy as hell. And the thing is, I highly doubt she's the only one in our society who's done things like that. That's the problem right now. You want to know why the pandemic got so bad? It's because people couldn't have basic fucking decency. If you're feeling bad, don't go the fuck out and blow your air all over the fucking place. Stay at home. It's got nothing to do with how you feel about the vaccine. It's called basic, courtesy and trying to be sanitary to some extent. If you got the flu, you shouldn't go around and just cough in someone's face either. So knowing this is contagious as it is, and you're just going to do that to someone, to me, that's very low. And you really don't have much concern or care for other people. And if you're going to do that, possibly get them sick and cause them to be in a bind now where they might financially have trouble. That's very inconsiderate on your part. And you're going to do that, by the way, all so you didn't have to postpone your divorce hearing and wait, or me not show up potentially as a witness if you couldn't postpone it, because I can't afford that for my health. But I'm sure they would have postponed it because of COVID. I mean, it's all over the place. But you don't want to do that. So you're just going to do this instead, pass it to someone else. Yeah, really, really considerate stuff. But again, this isn't just about my mom. There's other people, lots of other people out there who are doing things just like that. And you've got no idea how bad that bothers me now that this has happened. But this is a problem in our society. Bad problem in our society. People are way too fucking selfish, and they don't give a shit about any damn thing but what is best for them. And I think that is an element of a huge problem we've got right now. The reason this stuff can't be controlled any better is because people are too uptight about wanting to do whatever the hell makes them happy. And I'm all for doing that. I'm all for doing that. You've got a right to do whatever you want. But if you know you're feeling fucking sick and you just go out intentionally anyway to spread that shit to people and put them in a bind, shame on fucking you. Okay? Shame on you. You know, you should not be going out and intentionally trying to cause a problem to someone else knowing you're that way and knowing what it could do to that person. If you're going to do that, that's just bad on your part, and shame on you for it. But for anyone who might be watching, I mean, seriously, you know, regardless of how you feel about taking the vaccine or not, if you are feeling bad and you've got COVID, have enough respect for the people around you, have enough respect for your own family members, have enough respect for them to not intentionally put that shit around them, or at least let them know you're feeling bad before you go around them. And like, you know, if you still want to come, hey, this is how I'm feeling. At least let them know. Be honest with them. Don't just sneak around, lie to someone, and intentionally expose them to all the symptoms of COVID that you've already got, and just lie to them so you can get your personal gain out of it. Because that's very fucked up. That's very fucked up. And no one should be doing that. No one should have to go through that. So anybody watching it, just have the humanity and respect for other people. If you're feeling bad, don't put someone else through that shit. So I'll be putting out more videos when I get my brain probed tomorrow morning and I find out what my result is, because I had to wait 3 to 5 days and I was around her on Friday. So tomorrow makes 3 days. And I'll find out what they say in my case then, and I'll be making videos as I go. But if it turn out to be positive, you might be hearing an awful lot out of me, because I won't have a job to go to until I'm over this thing. So fingers crossed. I do test negative, because income is very important to the Anderson household, you know. But if I do test positive, then I'll keep you guys informed as we go along. See you next time.